almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
Hello, friends. This is Flashpoint Radio, and I am your host, Jay-Z. It is Monday, August 13th, 2012. Thank you for joining me. Remember to follow me on Twitter and join my page on Facebook. Also, subscribe and like and share this channel and these episodes with your friends and loved ones. Who knows, this information may serve to wake somebody up and possibly save a life in the near future. I've got the new Red Dawn trailer for you at the end of today's episode, so I look forward to sharing that with you. It looks pretty good. I'm excited. I grew up idolizing and loving Red Dawn. I never thought I'd find myself in a world where that type of situation could possibly become a reality, but I fear we may be nearing that point in this country and in this world. We're going to start, though, with some police state issues, and this will dovetail quite nicely with Red Dawn. I suppose this is good news from the Business Insider. It turns out all of those security cameras popping up at public and private places, government buildings, parks, your job, street lights, intersections, those weren't put up by our government. So our government is not spying on you. The bad news? A private corporation is spying on you, and they put them up without you knowing, and they're selling that information and that data to our government, and probably other governments, and who knows who else. Headline of this story, WikiLeaks, surveillance cameras around the country are being used in a huge spy network. By David Seaman. The U.S. cable networks won't be covering this one tonight, but Trapwire is making the rounds on social media today. What is Trapwire? Trapwire is the name of a program revealed in the latest WikiLeaks bonanza. Love 'em or hate 'em, disclosure, I think, is best. It is the mother of all leaks, this author states. By the way, Trapwire would make something like disclosure of a UFO contact or imminent failure of a major U.S. bank fairly boring news by comparison. And it turns out WikiLeaks has been under sustained hacking attack all weekend since this came out. Well, here's what Trapwire is, according to RT. Quote, former senior intelligence officials have created a detailed surveillance system more accurate than modern facial recognition technology and have installed it across the U.S. under the radar of most Americans, according to emails hacked by Anonymous. Every few seconds, data is picked up at surveillance points in major cities and landmarks across the United States, recorded digitally, then encrypted and instantaneously delivered to a fortified central database at an undisclosed location to be aggregated with other intelligence. It's part of a program called Trapwire, and it's the brainchild of the Abraxas Corporation out of Northern Virginia. So yes, Abraxas is a private corporation who has been installing security cameras across the country. And they do business with our government. And just on a side note, Abraxas, I thought that sounded cool. Turns out it's kind of a demon god from the Gnostic faith. And its writings and its name can be found in Aleister Crowley, who was the godfather of the black arts and black magic and demon summoning. And Carl Jung's book, 7 Sermons to the Dead. Yes, Carl Jung, the psychologist from the early 20th century. And this is what I got when I tried to go to Abraxas' corporate website. Safari can't open that page. So they're getting a lot of traffic because they've hit the mainstream. But yes, this company is putting up security cameras all over the nation, and you probably didn't know because you thought it was your government, and well, you thought that your government was run by incompetent but well-meaning politicians. No, your government is run by evil bureaucrats who care about power and destroying all that is good in this world. That is basically what it boils down to. It may not be your politician, it may not be the face of our government, but behind the scenes, some people, a group of people, are running the show, and they are making our government do vicious things in our name, around the country and now at home. One of those vicious things that got passed on January 1st, NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. And well, a group of reporters sued the government, and a judge filed an injunction stating that they could not implement the provision in the law that allowed for indefinite detention, secret indefinite detention of American citizens, Section 1021. In a hearing this week, though, turns out government attorneys presented no evidence to support their position and brought forth no witnesses. Most incredibly, Obama's attorneys refused to assure the court when questioned that the NDA's Section 1021, the provision that permits reporters and others who have not committed crimes to be detained without trial, has not been applied by the U.S. government anywhere in the world, and would not tell if they're actively detaining people. They said in federal court, our government, our executive branch, that they're not going to answer the questions of the court. The Obama administration does not need to answer. National security. Same thing George W. Bush and presidents before have trumped up and thrown out there. And you said, I'm okay not knowing national security things. There are things I don't need to know. You know what? I'm an American citizen. This government is working in my name. I'd like to know what our government is doing, especially to my fellow citizens. So you've got the Obama administration standing up for the NDAA and standing up against our U.S. judicial system and saying, no, we don't have to answer your questions. And we may be indefinitely detaining American citizens as we speak. And just so you don't get scared and you think this is a lie, from Infowars.com, DHS to purchase another 750 million rounds of ammo. This is after the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, purchased 450 million rounds of .40 caliber hollow points. Hollow points are illegal to be used overseas, internationally. It is against international law. They can only be used domestically. 450 million rounds. Now they've ordered a standing order of 750 million more rounds. What are they preparing for? If they can only use these guns domestically, who are they preparing for? Are they preparing for an invasion from an outside force? China? Russia? Mexico? Venezuela? Iran? And just not telling us? That's probably what you're telling yourself, that this is all to keep you safe and to make sure you're safe and that your rights are protected. Well, they're trampling our rights while they're saying they're protecting our rights. Kind of like George W. Bush saying, we have to kill the free market to save the free market, or something to that effect. And well, whoever they're fighting, I might feel sorry for them, unless they were American citizens. From Infowars.com, U.S. super soldiers of the future will be genetically modified transhumans capable of superhuman feats. This is what DARPA, the same people who had a finger in inventing the internet and Google, look for our armed forces in the future. Genetically modified transhumans capable of running at Olympic sprinter speed, going days without sleep, food, or water. Super soldiers. Great. Over 1 billion rounds of ammo being ordered right now, and super soldiers coming. A network of surveillance cameras being put up by private corporations in our country to spy on us and to sell that data to, namely, our government. What's going on? Are you preparing? Looks like our government is preparing. They always have. It's called continuity of agenda, continuity of government, COG. Just search it. This is real. This is happening. And this is the scary truth that most of you and most of your friends and family do not want to face. They'd like to live in a world where our government is incompetent and they simply keep messing up. Well, guess what? That ain't what's happening. Our government is run by international forces who wish our freedoms to go away, who wish us to roll over and die. I don't think they care who fights us. Our government, our police, our military, UN troops, Mexican troops, Chinese troops, Russian troops. I don't think they care. But I know that we, American citizens, with our right to carry, our right to defend ourselves, our right to property, our sovereign rights, we are their number one enemy. It has to be. We believe in individualism. We believe in taking care of our family. We believe in the damn family. We don't believe in abortion. We don't believe in killing our progeny and living only for the now and holding pleasure up above future generations. I don't know about you, but I'm not too happy with what's going on in this country. And it's kind of scary. So please, share this with your friends. Please, your family. If you think this information's too scary for your pastor, or for your uncle, or for your dad or your mom, you're doing yourself and them a disservice. Because they need to hear it. And it's their decision whether or not to believe it or to pass it on. That's their decision. It's your decision whether or not to pass it on yourself. You know this information. Just share it. That's all we're asking. And now, watch the Red Dawn preview. I'm excited.
You're in the Air Force, right?
Marines, actually.
How long are you here for?
A few weeks.
30 seconds left. Just get us in field goal range.
22!
The blackout may run along the entire northwest corridor.
What's going on?
Get to the cabin.
Jed, you take care of your brother, you hear me?
Now go now. Go while you still can. Let's go.
If you're seeing this broadcast, you are in a part of the country no longer controlled by the government of the United States.
Boys, I love you both, but I want you to do what I would do. Kill this piece.
They mess with the wrong family.
How did this happen?
There's a new class of weapon. Everything went offline and never came back. They wipe us out, including U.S. Central Command.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm gonna fight. Anybody who wants to join is welcome to it. We'll hit them on our terms. We're the Wolverines, and we create chaos. We need to steal that weapon.
It'd be the foothold we need and take our homes back.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Relax. And squeeze.
We inherited our freedom. Now it's up to all of us to fight for it. For them, this is just some place. For us, this is our home.
That's a frightening sequence. Troops parachuting into American cities. I fear if foreign troops were ever to invade this country, it would be at the behest of the powers that run our government. They do not care about our Constitution, but they have control of our government. And they have no problem shipping guns into Mexico and drugs back in under the guise of Fast and Furious. Do you really think, if they were threatened with the loss of power, that they would have a problem asking the United Nations and other allied countries to send in their troops in order to quell an insurrection or a violent, they call, revolution? I wouldn't put it past them, my friends. It's a scary world we live in, and these things, unfortunately, may become reality, but let's hope not. If we spread the word, we may be able to stop this. Jay-Z signing off for Flashpoint Radio, saying God bless, keep your eyes to the sky, and I will see you next time.
Wicked clutch.